Hello, my name is Mark Messingslugger, Director of Financial Aid at Thomas More University, and welcome to MORETalks Minis on Financial Aid. So one of the most confusing topics in financial aid is the difference between a scholarship and a grant. A lot of students get these offer letters from financial aid offices, and not just Thomas More, but from any college. They get these offer letters and they say, here's such and such scholarship, and here's this grant or award or all of these different things. And of course, what we're really getting at is the heart of the issue. The real question is, do I have to repay this? What has to be repaid and what does not? And the good news is, at least in most cases, is whether it's a scholarship or grant, usually does not have to be repaid. So then why don't we call them all the same thing, right? What is the difference? Why bother? The scholarship traditionally is something that's truly academic or merit-based. So most of the students in Kentucky are familiar with the Kentucky Educational Excellence Scholarship, KEYS, the KEYS money. That is a scholarship. The S stands for scholarship. Why? Because you have earned that money based on your academics through high school. If you get a certain GPA each grade level in high school, you have earned that money. That is a scholarship because it is based on your academics and your merit. A grant is typically need-based. There's a financial need in order to get that. So when we talk about the FAFSA, and of course if you haven't checked out our video already, check out the FAFSA video on how to fill out your FAFSA and common FAFSA troubleshooting items. But also, you know, there's a calculation there to determine what need an individual or a family has. And a lot of times it's disputed, right? A lot of times we get families that say, well, the FAFSA said we can afford this, and clearly we can't. And so, you know, I can't help you with that one. That's the federal calculation. It is what it is. There's not much we can do with that, potentially. Sometimes there's a few things we can do, but come talk to us. But generally, that FAFSA is spitting out that calculation, and it is what it is. But that determines your eligibility for these grants, because that establishes your financial need for the grants. We also talked about the subsidized loan in a different video in terms of your student loan options. We talked about the subsidized loan is considered need-based because it is based on the FAFSA calculation. And so that is what we talk about when we talk about a grant, is that it is based on some kind of financial lever, some kind of financial information is behind that award. But again, the good news is in most cases, almost all cases, both scholarships and grants do not have to be repaid. So that's really the answer you're looking for, I know. And so that's the good news on that. But when you get these offer letters and they say scholarship, grant, award, those types of things, be sure to ask the question. Don't be shy. We want you to ask questions. We want you to have the answers before you make that college decision. We don't want you leaving with more questions than you came with. That means we did a terrible job. And so be sure to ask those questions, but that is one of the most common questions we get. What's the difference between a scholarship and a grant? Now, of course, when you see loan, the L word, that of course means something that needs to be repaid. But more often than not, the scholarship and grant both do not need to be repaid. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it or give it a share. If you have other questions, be sure to put a comment and maybe we just might answer that in a future video.